All right, let's talk about that horrible feeling. You hop in your car, ready to go to work, you put the key in the ignition, you turn it, and nothing. Just a click. A slow, sad groan. Complete and total silence. Your whole day's schedule flashes before your eyes. You think, tow truck. You think, massive repair bill. But hold on a second. Don't start pulling your hair out just yet. A car that won't start isn't always a catastrophic failure. More often than not, it's something surprisingly simple. It could be something you can fix yourself. We'll check the symptoms. We'll diagnose the problem. And in many cases, we'll find a simple cure that gets you back on the road. So grab a flashlight, maybe a pair of gloves. Let's get started. We'll go from the most likely suspect to some of the other common culprits. You might be shocked at how easy some of these fixes are. If your car won't start, the very first thing you should suspect is the battery. It's the #1 reason for a no-start condition. Think of your car's battery as its heart. If that heart is weak or dead, nothing else is going to happen. You might hear a rapid clicking sound when you turn the key. Your dashboard lights might be very dim or not come on at all. Leaving your headlights on can drain a battery overnight. Even an interior light left on can do it. Batteries also just get old. Most last about 3 to 5 years. So how do you check if the battery is the problem? Try turning on your headlights. Bright headlights mean some charge is left. Dim, flickering, or no headlights equal sign likely battery. That rapid-fire clicking? It's the starter solenoid trying to engage without enough power. Now for the fix, jump starting. You'll need jumper cables and a second car with a good battery. Make sure both cars are off. Connect the red clamp to the positive terminal of the dead battery, then the other red clamp to the positive of the good battery. Next, connect the black clamp to the negative terminal of the good battery, and finally the last black clamp to an unpainted metal surface on the dead car. Don't connect it to the dead battery's negative terminal, as it can create a spark. Once connected, start the good car, let it run a few minutes, then try starting your car. A practical tip is to keep a portable jump starter in your trunk. These little power packs are amazing and mean you don't have to rely on another person. They're a real lifesaver and a smart investment for any car owner. So your battery seems fine. The lights are bright. The radio works, but when you turn the key, all you get is a single loud click, and then silence. If that's what you're hearing, your investigation should now turn to the starter motor. The starter is a small but powerful electric motor that does one job. It engages with the engine's flywheel and spins it to get the combustion process started. That single click is the starter solenoid trying to push a gear forward, but the motor itself isn't turning. There are a couple of reasons a starter might fail. It could be a bad electrical connection, or the motor could have worn out after thousands of starts. Good news, sometimes a classic old-school trick can get you one more start. It's temporary, but enough to drive to a shop instead of paying for a tow. Here's the trick. Be very careful. You'll need a long metal rod or a solid piece of wood, like a hammer handle, and a friend to help you locate the starter. Locate the starter motor. It's usually cylindrical, mounted low on the side of the engine near the transmission. Have your friend turn the key to start while you give the starter's body a few firm taps. Not too hard. You just want to jar the internal parts. Sometimes that whack nudges stuck contacts or brushes back into place, allowing one more turnover. If it starts, don't turn it off until you're at a safe place or mechanic. Tip: pay attention to history. Slower starts or grinding noises are early warning signs. Replace the starter before it leaves you stranded. If you notice trouble, get it checked. Prevention is cheaper than a tow or breakdown. Drive to a shop while you still can. It happens to the best of us. Alright, this next one might sound a little too obvious, but you would be absolutely shocked at how often it's the real problem. You're trying to start your car. The engine is cranking over, it's making that rrr sound, but it just won't catch and run. Ask yourself, are you out of gas? I know you think you'd notice, but fuel gauges can be notoriously inaccurate, especially in older cars. They can get stuck or fail. It happens to everyone. The engine needs 3 things to run: spark, air, fuel. If one of those is missing, it's game over. An engine that cranks but won't start is a classic symptom of fuel starvation. It's like trying to light a barbecue with no charcoal. The check for this is, of course, the easiest one of all. First, look at your fuel gauge. Even if you think it's faulty, it's the first place to check. If it's on empty, well, there's your answer. A simple trick you can try is to rock the car back and forth a little bit. If there's just a tiny bit of gas left, sloshing it around might move it over the pickup tube. That might give you just enough to start the car and get to the nearest gas station. The obvious fix is to get more gasoline. If you're stuck, you'll need a friend to bring a gas can or call roadside assistance. A great practical tip is to make it a habit to never let your tank go below a quarter full. Your car's electric fuel pump is located inside the gas tank, and it uses the surrounding gasoline to stay cool. Constantly running the tank near empty can cause the pump to overheat and fail prematurely, leading to a much more expensive repair. Think of that last quarter tank as a safety net for both you and your car. It saves you money and anxiety in the long run. If you've checked the battery, the starter, and you know you have gas in the tank, but the engine still cranks without starting, it's time to investigate the ignition system. The ignition system creates a high-voltage spark and delivers it to the spark plugs at the right moment. That spark ignites the air-fuel mixture in the cylinders, creating the small explosions that power the car. No spark, weak spark, or wrong timing equals sign engine won't run. The most common culprits are old, worn-out spark plugs. Over time, electrodes can get covered in carbon deposits or wear down. Other issues include bad spark plug wires, a faulty ignition coil, or failed crankshaft or camshaft position sensors. Checking for spark is a bit more advanced, but it can be done. A simple and safe way is to use an inline spark tester. It's cheap and sold at auto parts stores. Disconnect a spark plug wire and plug the tester in between the wire and the plug. Have a friend crank the engine. If the tester lights up or flashes, you have spark, and the problem is likely elsewhere. If it doesn't light up, you have an ignition issue and should start checking components like the ignition coil. Fixing this can range from simple to complex. Replacing spark plugs is a basic maintenance job many people can do at home with a socket wrench and spark plug socket. It's affordable. Make sure you get the correct plugs for your specific car model. Check your owner's manual for the recommended spark plug replacement interval. Sticking to the schedule helps ensure your car starts reliably and avoids no spark problems. A little maintenance goes a long way. You'll be back on the road in no time. So, we've gone through the big ones. We checked the battery and gave it a jump. We tried the old tap trick on the starter. We made sure the gas tank isn't running on fumes. And we've considered the possibility of a weak or missing spark. If you've tried all these things and your car is still refusing to start, it's time to take a deep breath and put down the tools. While many no-start issues are simple, some problems are more complex and require specialized equipment. A clogged fuel filter or a failed fuel pump could be preventing gas from reaching the engine. There could be a problem with the car's computer, a broken timing belt, or even a major internal engine issue like loss of compression. These are not things you can typically diagnose or fix in your driveway with a basic toolkit. Trying to tackle them without the proper knowledge can lead to more damage. There's no shame in knowing your limits. At this point, your best course of action is to call for a tow truck or use your roadside assistance service. Get your car to a trusted, independent repair shop. Ask friends for recommendations if you don't have a regular mechanic. When you talk to the mechanic, be sure to clearly explain the symptoms. Tell them exactly what the car does or doesn't do when you turn the key. Tell them what you've already checked. This information speeds diagnosis and can save you money. Does it crank? Does it click? Are the lights bright? These are the answers mechanics want to hear. Even if you couldn't fix it yourself this time, you've learned more about how your car works. You've ruled out the simple stuff, which saves the mechanic time and you money. You've approached the problem logically instead of panicking, so don't be discouraged. Cars are complicated machines, but now you're better equipped to handle one of the most common problems a driver can face. Rev up your engines, and if they don't start, rev up your phone and call a pro you can trust. You've got this. If you found this useful, like and subscribe for more car tips.